Agua.
Welcome to another episode of Cathy Fernandez Spiritual Health. The power to change your life is within you. You just have to believe it. Join me. Our journey begins now. Do you have any debts, love, or health problems? Do you feel that money doesn't come easy to you? That you work and still cannot achieve your dreams or anything you want in life? Can you imagine to be able to achieve everything you want in life? To have the ability to create a happier, healthier, and prosperous life? Imagine yourself traveling the world. Imagine yourself buying the house of your dream, or even to have a successful business. Well, I can tell you that this is possible. It is possible by connecting with this special energy and magical energy that I call the energy of abundance or infinite abundance. Hi, I'm Cathy, and welcome to this episode of Spiritual Health. Let me tell you my story of how I connected with this energy of abundance. It changed my life, literally. A while ago, I was going through a hard time. I have like 3 jobs, literally, like many Latin people here in the United States, in order for me to survive. And on top of that, I was full of debts. I was trying to pay everything off, but it seems like the more I work, the more debts I would acquire. Obviously, I didn't know anything about, interest and things like that. So I learned in the process. And I was a single parent of a teenager, a rebel teenager at that time. And so I was not giving her the attention she needed it from me because, obviously I did not have the time to give her, to spend with her, to do things with her. And so nevertheless, to buy some things she wanted. Sometimes I didn't even have the money when she wanted to get something I couldn't provide for her. So, but it was because I was always focusing in working to pay off my debts. Like I was focusing, paying attention to how do I make more money? How do I do this in order for pay my debts? No, I pay this off. No, I come, do this something else. So the time was really limited. I couldn't spend. I didn't have time to spend. And do not even talk about friends. I didn't even have time to spend with my friends either because I was always working. And me working and then phone calls. I received phone calls from these creditors harassing me and letters will pile up in my table. And I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I thought I was going crazy because it was not like I didn't want to pay them. I was paying them, but I was paying them what I could at that time. I couldn't pay them off. So it was exhausted to try to juggle from one thing to the other between, parenting and working and try to solve life as it was. It was really complicated. So anyway, I remember one night I was so exhausted. And then I received this phone call from a creditor. And obviously, we went back and forth of why I couldn't pay. And you know how they are, they really pushy and whatever. So I was like, sad and mad at the same time. And I'm like, oh my God, I hung up the phone and I felt numb. I felt numb, literally. And when in that desperation, I just went to the bathroom, closed the door, and I remember sitting on the floor and crying. I was sobbing. I was hopeless and helpless. I didn't know what else to do. I was like I say, paying attention, trying to do the best thing I could uh, in order for me to get better. And I didn't even think about my dreams and my goals. I have a lot of things in my creativity. I have in my mind a lot of things I wanted to accomplish. And I couldn't either. That was like in the back of the room. I was way in the back of the room. I couldn't. That's no way of thinking of that. How could you go to achieve that? Oh no, you have to pay your debts. Anyway, I was crying and feeling desperate. And I had this conversation with God, with this energy of God that I thought it was supposed to provide for me. And that was my limited belief at that time. So I believe he was supposed to, I petitioned. And not only that I petitioned, but I was supposed to receive the miracles or whatever. Nothing happened, obviously. Nothing happened because at that time I was having the wrong wire inside me about what was the energy of abundance. So I start yelling, and talking, and I said, why me? Why me? What did I do wrong? What else can I do? So anyway, I got really mad and I start really yelling. And I say, okay, that's it. I'm done. Otherwise, if something has to change, if you don't change something, I need to change something. But something needed to change. So I say, listen, about karma, I probably pay off my karma because I have sacrificed so much and I work so hard and I do this and I do that. And so I should have some credit somewhere there in the spiritual world. So I need my credits to come to this realm. Okay? So I wanted it now. So I exploded, I cried, and I stopped. And then when I stopped, a big silence came up. Something changed. An energy change. I felt it. I saw it. And without knowing, I changed my energy about what was that energy of abundance. Without knowing, I rewire myself because I say something needs to change inside me. So it was that silence and then a voice that says, everything is going to be okay. Let me tell you how the energy of abundance changed my friend's life. This friend one time came to visit me. I never saw her like that, so I got really worried because she was really, really sad. And not only sad, but she was desperate. From there before, she had this perfect life. She had the perfect family. She has a beautiful house, very, very, very big, a house that, not everybody or not many people can afford in a very prestigious neighborhood. They were the perfect couple. They have their kids in a great school. Her husband had a very high-scale paid job. So we always talk about it. Oh my God, she lived this perfect life. She traveled. She maintained her house so beautifully, and she's always happy. And her husband is always happy with her. Like they were really integrating their energies together. But something happened when she came back that day to see me. And I was surprised, obviously, of seeing her like that. She was not only crying, but she told me, Cathy, listen, I don't know what happened, but everything changed in my house, in my life. My husband lost his job. Not only that he lost his job, but he's getting very sick. He got this allergy things that is going to his bones, some kind of weird disease. He's being depressed. They fighting all the time. And not only that, but they about to lose the house. Wow. I was like, oh my goodness, she say. And I think she say for not only that, but I think we're going to get in a divorce because neither of us can cope with what's going on. And she was just crying for help. Wow, I was surprised because I noticed that something was the key point for her to lose everything. There was something deeper in her that it was preventing her for living the fully abundance life she deserved. And that was the key word. It was about deserve it. Did she deserve to have all that she has? Well, when we start working in different healings and different pathways to release the energy of what was blocking her of her abundance, we noticed that one of her things was about that she feel she wasn't deserving or she was not worthy of having all these things. And it came from, we did ancestral work, so it came from her father. When she was little, the father always told her that, she did not deserve things. And obviously, when she grew up, she felt guilty to having this beautiful house and beautiful family, She always, in a way, felt small. So she was always kind of like, she didn't want to show up too much. And it's okay. You don't need to be showing off. But you should be feeling proud of what you achieve in life. That shouldn't be an issue of, feeling yourself guilty. And some of her family members actually, some of her family members also kind of told her that, because you have the beautiful house, because you have this. So that's part of that internal work that creates that, worthiness. So we did a lot of that internal work and find the blockages that were, not letting her achieve or leave her most potential. Anyway, after rewiring and changing the patterns inside, we went to the roots. Like I say, we did ancestral work. We'd reconnect her to the abundance energy. And let me tell you, after that, weeks later, she called me. She called me to tell me that her life has changed. It was like magic. Her husband got a contract with this bank, and not only he got a contract with a very high salary, but he also had a great bonus. She also found the job of her dream, and her husband's health immediately got better. Everything was better because she opened the space to receive, to reconnect to that special energy of abundance. So after seeing all the situations that she have lived, she reconnect, and she immediately knew that she can change that everything throughout her life, even though she have achieved all those great things, but it was the worthiness and the back on the mind that she didn't feel worthy of enjoying them, and the guilt that came with that makes that situation happen. So at the end, when she figured it out, both of them work in that, and her marriage is now much better and stronger. So that energy makes obviously a change in her life. Well, and now you might be asking yourself, how do I access or have access to this energy of abundance? Well, it is simple. The first thing we need to do, or you need to do, is to redefine what the energy of abundance is. Taking in consideration that the definition of the word abundance, it means a large quantity of something. So when we are connecting to the energy of debts, like I was, then the abundance that I was receiving is the abundance of debts. Because I have that limited belief in the back of the mind that, I was focusing just in the debts. So the first thing is to work and the limited beliefs we have, because this limited belief, we acquire it from our parents, from the school, from society, and they don't let us flow in life with this special energy of abundance. The second thing you need to do is to rewire your body, because all that beliefs, it's inside you. So your vessel is full with those limited beliefs, like we're not Rockefeller's son. That's one thing your parents might say. Or money doesn't grow in trees. So those things were imprinted in our mind, and that's why one of the things we couldn't connect to the energy of abundance. So the body is the channel or the house of your spirit. And when the body is obviously full, nothing can float anymore because it's full. So the first thing we need to do is to release the trash. And the trash that is all that information, everything is information that is inside you that needs to be pushed out and redefined. Okay? It doesn't matter what you have lived in life. The energy of abundance, you can always choose to have it. You can always choose to have it. It doesn't matter how old are you or what you have been going through. Remember that there's a saying that everything is made out of a thought. There's a thinking stuff that permeates and penetrates all the inner spaces of the universe. It's the saying of a book called The Science of Getting Rich of Wallace Wells. And energy is intangible, but it can become tangible with the intention. So all we need to do is to reconnect or to change internally the circuits of the energy. So the first thing we need to do is, after knowing where the blockages might be, is to release all the patterns. Remember, the people, the successful people or the rich people, they don't need to sit down themselves. They don't need to sit and think about, okay, how am I going to do this? Of course, if they do business, they need to know what kind of business or how to do that business. But they don't sit down and just dwell on the debts. They just keep going, because all they know is that they are connected to that fluidity of life. They have the capacity to flow in abundance. So the first thing is redefine abundance. So one of the things I always recommend is to sit in a very quiet place, just where nobody can bother you, and get pen and paper and just write what is abundance for you. But not in simple words. I mean, not just be in details, not just one word. Just specify, write it. It doesn't matter how it sounds. You have to write every detail. And then after that, you're going to read it to yourself. And as you're reading it, just feel the reaction of your body. Your body is going to be your thermometer. So every time you're reading and you're feeling a sensation, you're going to put your hand in that area. Okay? And then when you feel uncomfortable, if is it in your stomach, you're putting your hand in your stomach and you're going to breathe in that space. And you have to breathe in that space, a few times. It doesn't take one time. You have to might do this exercise, a few times in order to release the blockage. Okay? Then you're going to read the paper again and until you don't feel anything. And then when you don't feel anything, you're going to put the hand in your heart. After that, you're going to rewrite again what is this energy means for you. And second one, you have to feel that you are worthy of receiving. That's the main key. If you don't feel that you're worthy of receiving, nothing is going to come to you. Okay? And then, then you can do things to activate the space for connection, to give the space for the energy to flow in your environment and in your life. You can do things like create an altar, creating a sacred space, light up candles. You can use crystals. You can use flowers and herbs. And to me, those are like really critical because when you don't feel that your channel or that you strong of a connection, that you have a strong of a connection, these tools, they are key tools to help you connect better. Okay? Another thing that I really love is meditation. It is important to meditate because in that way, your antenna gets like a parabola. So it's ready to receive the message. So in that moment, you are rewiring yourself and you are becoming the creator of your reality or the co-creator with the hand of God. So, and at this moment, you activate all your internal power. Okay? You activate all your internal power to receive this energy. So I invite you to start your day being conscious about your blessings and small details. Be grateful of being alive. Grateful opens the door to more abundance life. And I hope you have enjoyed this episode today. And until next time, and don't forget, awaken your magic.
Agua